Man, what a time to be alive, Joe Cupcake.
What a time.
What a time to be alive. It's you know what? It's 2023, and after 2020, I say this every year. We're supposed to have flying skateboards.
Well, yeah. Or like if you quote the Jetsons, like our cars are supposed to be run on water and floating in the sky.
Yeah, we're supposed to have all that according to all the movies and the TV shows we
Yeah,
watched growing up.
exactly.
Supposed to have flying cars, supposed to have flying skateboards, just like Back to the Future. Um,
Supposed to
and
have self-drying shoes.
yes, and in 4 years, Taco Bell is supposed to be the only food restaurant in the world.
Oh,
Uh,
that's right. I forgot about that.
Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone and
Damn,
Sandy
I need to
Bullock
watch
and
that
Wesley
movie, dude.
Snipes. That was It's pretty good. It doesn't hold up, right? Clearly, it doesn't hold up, but
I mean, does anything hold up though, Calvin? Like,
no, you're right. You're right. But according to that movie, Taco Bell is supposed to be the only food thing establishment in the world by
that's true.
2027. So that's what I'm waiting for.
That's
To be
true. You're
honest,
right. You're right.
to be
What's
honest.
up, everybody? Welcome
What's
on
up,
back to another episode of Pex Pals.
Pex Pals?
We're your Pex Pals. We're the
We
only
are.
podcast for mediocre Apex Legends players.
That's right.
Now, seemingly, there's a lot less of us these days, but I think that statement is actually incorrect
Mm.
because Apex once again almost hit or this week. I think it hit the highest numbers on Steam again.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's like the pros, like there's less people streaming the game, but I still think there's plenty of people playing the game.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So
So
if you're not a pro, which you're probably fucking not if you're listening to this show,
yeah, what are you doing?
yeah. So welcome to the show for you, where we break down the guns, we break down patch notes, we talk bullshit. You know what I mean? We delve into the leaks like a smidge,
Uh-huh.
but we try to have like just genuine. Oh my god, why are our usernames on? Oh man, I got the show set up for the wrong pod, dude. Sorry,
Dude,
bro.
you are just like all over the place right now. This
I
is
am, dude.
Apex. This is an Apex Legends podcast. It's called Pex Pals. It's the only Apex Legends podcast for the meager gamer. We're friends, kinda, with the other Apex Legends podcasts, but they hate us. And so, so like Joel said, we talk about literally whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And we go over some notes, we go over the news, we go over rumors. I don't listen to Joel's rumors anymore because
Yeah.
they're not.
I'm also madly in love with Calvin. No
And
other podcast can provide you that, where there's a secret lust between co-hosts.
that's true. I'm also madly in love with Joe Cupcake.
But
Um,
Calvin's married, so it really interrupts the process.
I mean, it's just a word, dude. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah, and so sorry for your for to those regular listeners. We've been out the game, holidays and stuff like that. A lot of stuff's been going on lately here. I've been busy. Joe's been busy, stuff, but we're glad to have make it back.
I was supposed to be on an island this week, according to the news. So
Oh, that's right. So yeah, so Joe Cupcake. So there's a big storm coming through California. Joe Cupcake lives in the NorCal area, and according to their local law enforcement, that they could have possibly been an island due to the bomb cyclone? What the hell?
yeah, it's called a bomb cyclone, which I think is like a really like what meteorologist or whatever the fuck it is when you work with weather,
Yeah, meteorologist.
weatherologist. 'Cause meteorologist, that's way too smart of a name for people who deal with the weather. Anyways, whatever weatherologist said, like, let's call it a bomb cyclone. Yeah, that's not fucking like scary. Like if I
Yeah, yeah,
if I was
right.
some like ignorant like dumb fuck that lived in the mountains and got on the internet once a month, I'd be like, we're getting bombed by a cyclone. What the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Wait,
who
so
drops that? Who comes up with that name, dude?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you why
I
they
mean, I don't
call it
know
that.
anything.
But
So
it's been raining a bunch here in San Diego. A lot of flooding going on in California in general. Well, what's funny is it's just like California. I think a lot of people don't realize that California is like actually mostly desert, and the definition for desert means very little rainfall. And
mhm.
so California, like we're not supposed to get just tons of rainfall. Like yeah, in the mountains, sure, like that, yeah. But like Southern California is a desert. It's supposed to be a desert.
Southern
Uh,
California sucks.
What's that?
It sucks.
What does?
Southern California. I said it.
Wow, dude.
Dude,
Wow,
you don't
dude.
count. You don't count. San Diego is by and far the nicest part of Southern California.
I agree.
Your weather's different. Your pollution levels are way lower.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
True.
if you think
But
about it,
still.
we live in sister cities because
Huh?
we avoid a lot of like the political discourse and nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you live in where I live and where Calvin lives, there are Navy bases there and the
Mm,
Coast Guard. So
mm-hmm.
like you understand that there's like a certain level of like, if you hate the government, you shouldn't live where Calvin and I live because there's multiple facets of it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And it's like, not to get all political, but like, just saying. So like, but the areas are nice. They're safe. They're pretty well kept,
yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Well, what's funny
but they
is
are deserts, like you said, dude.
they're deserts. So anyway, there's quite a bit of stuff happening on in Apex Legends right now. Like Joe Coke just stated, the game has been in a downcline in players and enjoyment and stuff like that. But recently, Apex was like the huge numbers on Steam player base, and that's just Steam, not Origin or Xbox or PlayStation. So the popularity is coming back a little bit. And probably something to do with the brand new collection event called Spellbound. And what made this collection event so special was that it came with the Seer heirloom. Seer
Finally,
had, yeah, Seer's new heirloom called the Showstoppers are some type of like, I don't even know what kind of weapon these are called, but they're retractable hand blade type things. They look really cool.
I
They're
think it's like an
very,
Egyptian thing. Like it's like an
yeah,
old Egyptian ceremonial thing.
yeah. And so they're definitely the way, just to look at them are very Seer-esque. Really cool animations for them too. I think they're cool. I think they're cool, but of course, if it's a collection event, you got to collect 24 items before you unlock the heirloom. And as we've noted before, the heirloom is not available for purchase with heirloom shards until after the event.
Yep.
Um, but it also comes with, like I said, 24 new items. Uh, what is it? 12, 12 legendary ones, 12 epic ones, and then there's also a price tracker with a brand new Prowler skin at the end of it.
And let's
Um,
not forget the best free Eve 8 skin we've been given, the Soul Ripper
mm,
legendary skin. It matches the Mad Maggie skin from this event, which that skin is one of her stronger skins. Is seeing all of her skins are fucking terrible.
correct,
But
correct.
this Eve 8 skin, it might be my favorite one they've ever released. And as everyone knows, I'm an Eve 8 a slut. So
One thing I did notice about the what you call it, is what I think I did notice about so usually when they do an event, they have the store, and every week or so they give you a little event bundles where you can buy one of the event skin along with some event packages, so you don't have to buy all packages. You can actually like, oh, I want this Maggie skin, and it comes with 7 event
oh
packs.
yeah.
But one thing I did notice looking at the website is usually they change every week. Usually every week it's like 2 different skins with a number of packs, but for this event, and this probably is a foreshadow for or the precedence for future events, it's only 2 skins. So
Oh.
it's the Mirage and the Crypto skin. So if you happen to get the Mirage or Crypto skin, you can't buy the bundle package, number one. But number two, if you buy it the first week, you're not going to get an opportunity to buy the package bundles again for the remainder of the event. So I thought that was very interesting.
I don't even actually have the store pulled up right now, and I don't even see that.
It's somewhere in there. You got to find it. Um, let's see. La 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 la. Yeah, so they're but they're bringing back some classic favorite skins, like Royal Huntmaster was last week for Bloodhound, which is a super dope skin.
Yeah,
They
they
brought,
got the what's that this one for Pathfinder that everybody likes.
but that was last week. The Deep Sixth bundle that you're talking about. But anyways, they got a couple of bundles coming out.
No,
Uh,
fantastic, the plastic fantastic skin
oh yeah.
where he looks like a Gundam.
Yes, that's a great one.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a couple of them throughout the coming weeks, so just keep your eye on those. Moving on, with this collection event, they also did something that I wasn't expecting. They did a whole bunch of just like mid-season, not even mid-season, just a bunch of updates, bunch of fixes for the
Yeah.
game. Um, and with the event too, they also brought back Control, which I
Oh,
also thought
yeah.
was kind of odd too. Let me run through these what are these called? These patch notes real quick, and then we'll talk about Control. So with the patch notes, they did a crafting rotation. They took the Spitfire and the PK out of the crafter, which is great because I've missed the PK. Spitfire, not so much, but the PK, yeah, I'm stoked about that.
I know we're going to talk about it at the end of the segment, but I don't actually. I've been a fan of the Spitfire on drop, dude.
Really? I mean, Spitfire has always been strong on drop.
Yeah, but like I'm very pleasantly surprised. Like,
Okay, we'll talk about that.
yeah.
And then and in their place, sadly, the G7 Scout is going in, and the car SMG, which I don't think a lot of people are going to appreciate the car SMG going
No.
into the crafter.
Well, I mean, it's just like when the R3 went in the crafter, all the crutchers. You know what
Oh
I mean?
man, dude.
I mean, I'm the same way. I'm pissed the G7's in there, bro. That was my shit.
Yeah, I
They
love.
put it in
I
there
mean,
and they fucking nerfed it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
it's great. And then so some other changes they made to. Speaking of the nerf, they reduced the damage from the G7 Scout from 34 to 32. Numbers wise, it'll take, instead of 3 shots for 100 health, it's gonna be 4 shots. That's just the way math works, man. I'm a mathematician.
You are a mathematician. See
So
that job title makes fucking sense, Calvin.
so so the,
A meteorologist? I'm
yeah, no,
sorry. Why do
yeah,
I care about meteors? Like, because
right,
when the big one comes, we're fucking dead. We've all
yeah,
seen Armageddon.
we've
And if
seen
you
it.
haven't seen Armageddon, fuck you. Like,
Well,
what
if
movies
you
do you watch?
if you haven't seen it, then it's okay, man. It was a
No.
long time ago.
Hey, listen, let me revel in my unyouth, okay?
Okay.
Calvin.
So some other changes they made. They also increased the Prowler from 14 damage to 15 damage. Don't know how much of an impact that's gonna make, but they did it.
I mean, it's
Um,
Prowler season, baby.
Prowler season. And then the Sentinel, which this is a huge
This is insane.
this is an insane thing. So the Sentinel, they reduced the energize cost from 2 shield cells to 1 shield cell. But I don't think they planned this. I don't think they did this intentionally. But if you had a gold shield before and you picked up a Sentinel, it only take 1 cell to do it. Now it's like a free charge.
Mhm.
That might be a bug. I don't know if they did that on purpose, because maybe they coded it so that, oh, if you have gold shell, it'll be less, blah blah blah, like the whole thing. So I don't think they did that on purpose. But right now, players, if you have a gold shield and you pick up a Sentinel, you can charge it for free, which is insane. Like
Insane.
a constant charge Sentinel that doesn't eat up your reserves. That's huge.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And
But
then the
and I
last,
know I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but like, especially if you're playing Gibby with the gold shield right now, because
Mhm.
a lot of people don't realize this. When the gun shield gets broke, you can restore it instantly with a shield cell. So if you're sniping, you can pop that, or you can pop 1 cell to get your gun shield back, and it'll charge your sentinel.
Mm. Well, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
that's
sure it's
huge.
not supposed to work either, but the gold
Right.
shields have never worked right.
Right. Right. And then the last patch notes that they made were for the annual receiver. Who uses those? The limb damage multiplier was reduced from 0.9 to 0.75, so you're doing less damage to the limbs. And then the flatline overall damage was reduced a huge chunk of points from 43 to 39. and the
Yeah.
R301 was reduced from 35 to 32. The flatline damage is huge.
I don't like
Reduction.
that because it fires so fucking slow already.
Yeah. Yeah. It fires slow. Well, first off, so I've said this many a times, but the flatline single fire can be fired faster than the Spitfire shoots. Which is huge, right?
Yeah.
Spitfire is fully
Well,
automatic.
not with the anvil, but yes.
Well, yeah. So flatline without the anvil receiver, single fire. So this is why people hate strike packs and people hate the certain things in like the certain outside Apex Legends things that people add on to their game so they can shoot faster.
Mhm.
The flatline is the only gun that people use that like a strike pack with, because single fire you can shoot it stupid fast. It's like game breaking fast. But when you put on the annual receiver, it shoots slower, but it shoots faster than the R301 with the annual receiver, this is the point that I was trying to make. So the fact that not only already does the flatline do more damage than the R301, it also shoots faster in the amber receiver, and so now reducing that damage from 43 to 39, that's a huge nerf,
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah, and I also like. I mean, we'd have to go on the range and compare the two, but I'm pretty sure because of the type of gun that the bullet drop is worse on the flatline.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, because it doesn't even have a barrel, so
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the bullet
yeah.
drop is so like, if anything, reduce it on the R3 because there's so many R3 crutchers. I mean, literally half the people that play this game are probably an R3 or one crutch. You know what I
But
mean?
I think it's good though that it's on the flat line because of what I said. The flat line shoots faster.
True.
I don't think anyone is picking up the Andrew receiver in the R3 and being like, I'm gonna shoot single fire R3. No one does that.
Yeah.
Nobody does that. So those are the patch notes. Oh, Joel, fuck. Holy shit, Joel, we're like almost 20 minutes into this.
And
What's your weapon of the week?
oh fuck, that's a phenomenal question.
Yeah.
You know what?
You know what?
The Sentinel.
Hey, you've been using it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I've been using in lieu of the G7.
Mm-hmm.
I almost always have a triple take, wingman, or sentinel now.
I
Um,
love that.
I'm liking it. I'm still using the Eva 8 quite a bit for my secondary.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting though. I was talking to Kodiak, some of our other friends. Like 2 of my 3 highest damage games were 30-30 Peacekeeper.
Love that.
So obviously the Peacekeeper being back is important. I really haven't picked it up very much. I'm still really rusty because I mean we haven't touched it in like 6 months. You know what I
Right.
mean? So or at least I haven't. You know, because I've always been an Eva person. But you know, that being said, you know the G7 being out it's difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
But with my legend change, which we'll get to later, you know I'm gonna have to go with the Sentinel, man. That charge it just feels too nice, dude. Like especially I'm still playing a lot of ranked and Broken Moon, like the amount of like opportunities, like how do I want to say this? The way the map is designed, like everything is a choke point.
Yeah.
So if you roll up on a third party, your odds of a long distance ability to shoot someone in the back are very high.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the other maps where you're like, oh, you get like what's the I hate it, but everyone uses that term like, oh, I got aped. You know what I mean?
I hate aped.
I do too. So like,
Oh
or
my God.
inted or full. You know, when you
Oh
get
my
full,
God.
yeah, when you get full centon, I'll say that I don't mind that term.
Yeah,
When
full
like,
sent, I don't care. But
yeah, when
int
somebody full
and
send
ape?
you at close range, shame on you, shame on them. You know what I mean? But like Broken Moon, like especially if you walk into 2 teams fighting in Promenade, man, the other day, I was just destroying people from long range with the Sentinel.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be very surprised if we don't get a Sentinel buff next or nerf next season. Like
Yeah. I see.
I think the bullet drop needs to go because it really doesn't have that much bullet drop.
No.
I think it needs to be increased or you have to do something to bring the longbow back up to snuff. Because right now there's no point in using a sniper weapon that's not the Sentinel or the wingman.
Well, okay, so I disagree. Just because it's preference, right?
True.
It's preference. the longbow has a shoots a little bit faster, and people like that. People like being able to shoot faster, and in fact, you can because no one uses the secondary perk of the Sentinel, which is the quick fire, right? What was that called? Quick Dead Eye's Tempo, right?
Yeah,
That's what it was
Dead Eyes
called. But
Tempo.
then they put it into the gun.
Yeah, which I find myself inadvertently using it a lot
Sometimes, but
now that it's in
most
the gun.
yeah, but most people don't, right?
Yeah,
Most people
yeah,
just don't, and it's because of the nature of the game. You shoot somebody, they're gonna move, right? Um, and like if you're shooting at a good distance, it's really hard to narrow in on a small target. But anyway,
yeah.
but with that being said, the longbow just hits, and you could do it at distance,
True.
and a little bit faster than the Sentinel. It doesn't do as much damage in the one punch, right?
Yeah,
But like it's still a good gun. So I think it's just preference, especially if you have the skull piercer. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Ever since last season when they nerfed the longbow bad, like it just hasn't felt the same to me. Like I used
right,
to, I used to be a pretty big longbow stan.
right.
Like that's the gun.
I go through waves. I go through waves.
Yeah, that's the gun that made me fall in love with the 3 times scope. You
Right.
know.
Hmm.
Anyways, way off subject. Sentinel is my weapon of the week.
I love
What?
that.
What's yours, my fucking lovely friend?
Mine is gonna be the alternator. The
Oh God,
alternator,
I could kiss
yeah.
you for that one.
I mean, it's just one of those old reliable guns that when you land on drop, you're safe. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Especially if you land and there's like a team nearby, yeah, you may land on a 301, but like you said, unless they're like really, really close, like the 301 isn't as reliable as SMGs up close. And
Mhm.
so you land on that alternator, dude. You're just like it does really good close, obviously, but it also has different from the other SMGs is it has a little bit of distance on it.
Yes.
And that's the nature of how slow it shoots compared to the other ones. Um,
Oh yeah. If you give me a bruiser and a purple like laser sight or whatever the fuck they're
mhm.
called in this game, I always
Yeah.
forget. Laser sight, right? Yeah.
Yeah, laser sight.
If you give me the purple laser sight and the blue, the 2 times bruiser, like I it's I walk into a fight like when I have the Volt, like I'm not gonna lose a close range fight with that
Right.
setup. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
Unless I hear the PK go off and then I run like a baby. You know what I mean?
Right. No, yeah, I agree. The alternator is like I said, it's tried and true. It always has been, always will be. That's my
Love that.
weapon of the week. Listeners, I
That's
know
what I
with
was doing the week before the season or the switchover happened
mhm.
with this new event. I was running G7 alternator,
Yeah, yeah, you were. That's right.
and I mean all my games were almost 2,000. I was getting multiple kills a game. My KD's up. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like that loadout was just huge, man.
It's a good gun. So,
Mhm.
listeners, we're 20 minutes in, but what's your weapon of the week? Hit us up on all our social media platforms at Pex Pals Podcast at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, kind of. But you also email us at pexpalspodcast at gmail.com. Um, moving on, like I said, with the new Spellbound event, we got control back, which is has been long awaited. A lot of people really like Control. It's one of the more popular LTM's, and from what I've heard from you all, my friends in our group chat, is that it be bussin'.
It does, yes. From what is it? The Ass Boys. I don't know what the group
Yeah, I
chat's
don't know
named
what
right
this
now.
group chat's called anymore.
It's always something absolutely ludicrous having to deal with Colton's butt. I don't know. Um, but our friend Colton works out a lot, guys.
He's
He's
got a
got a
dumper. He's got a dumper.
he doesn't have like a beautiful dumper like Calvin's, but he's got like a strong solid, like I'll pick you up and carry you on top of each butt cheek. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't put us in his backpack, he puts us on his ass when we play with him.
Ass
You know what
pack.
I mean?
Yeah.
Ass pack. I see what you did there. I like
Yeah,
that.
you like that? You like that? But
I like
anyways,
that.
I
But yeah,
heard I
no,
heard
dude, control is back. I like the changes. I like the filling when a teammate drops out actually seems to be working.
uh-huh.
I had a couple games where I was like, "Yo, fuck this mode." You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that all comes down to the skill-based matchmaking. Like there was one game we got stuck with a whole pred squad, and I mean we literally had a pathfinder with a wingman camping like all three of us in spawn, Calvin.
Wow.
Like he was 1v3ing people, like just because people that still know how to play Pathfinder know how to play a
They
Pathfinder.
do. Yes, they do.
Yeah, but I mean I love the changes. I don't know what the situation with the caustic map is. It's not. It's still not back in rotation.
Mm,
It's only so control. This is the fifth time control has been here. Cody and I looked this up. So Kodiak's, thanks, my dude. It's the fifth time control's been in rotation, and the second time is the only time we had the caustic treatment plant. I guess it's something with the tubes where the loot is.
okay.
They can't get like the spawn algorithm to work how control works. Like it's supposed to be
Mm,
different. Like they don't want the same. They don't want it to be all gold shit.
right.
Or maybe it's like because the weapons rotate every game. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
don't know what the
Right.
situation is, but holy shit,
Hmm,
the sun just came out for the first time in like a week, dude. It's like
that's dope.
beaming through the front window. Anyways,
I can see
sorry.
it.
Uh,
Anyways, so yeah, I've heard it's dope. I haven't played it. Just because I don't know. You play Control once. For me personally, if you play Control once, you played it every single time. And the games always feel lopsided. You know what I mean? Like they always feel like one team's absolutely dominating, and then you're just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just here just to be fodder. You know. So, but I heard it's dope. They did a lot of changes to the game to make it way like more enjoyable and just I don't want to say fair, but just like uh enjoyable is the better word. Like for example,
yeah,
if you join a game that's in progress already, you spawn with like purple armor and purple helmet,
yeah,
and you get a full ratings tier. Purple that means purple weapons and an ultimate charge. So you don't start the game at like shit tier while everyone's running around with red and gold armor and stuff
yeah.
like that. But yeah, they made a lot of changes to control. So if you're an LTM kind of person, go ahead and play some control, get that in there. And then another new thing that they added to the game, which I think is kind of cool. Which number one is a long time coming. I don't know why this didn't exist already. But you can create your private matches. Before they used so I don't think many people remember this, but before there was a tab that you can go to create a private game, but you had to have a key and
Yeah,
like a game key that creators had, tournament hosters would have, and they'd put in the key, and then you can create your own private match. But now it seems that they're opening up for everybody. So it's a tournament match, right? That's what they're calling it. Um, and then it'll allow you to invite 60 players and 5 observers to a standard game, so you can host your own tournaments.
yeah,
You can host your own 60-player games with 5 people watching and judging and ensuring the accuracy of the game. And then but the obviously no XP or other progress should be earned during the tournament matches because it's just a private thing. It's not on the regular game. Uh,
yeah.
and and then crossplay is required to participate. So if you have crossplay turned off, you'll have to turn it on to participate in
Or
the in
basically, if you
the
play on PlayStation,
right, exactly. But it's pretty cool. Everyone, you get the lobby. Everyone's there's observers. There's a whole team of 20s you can fill out. Um, I don't know how I think maybe if you get a key, whatever, if you have to come with a 3 stack already in your lobby, or if you have to, you know, put the key in, then you get assigned. If you guys know, let me know.
it's
Ahead
it's
of
it's like how they do ranked. Like you each person gets a key, and then when you come in, you click your team. I believe.
Interesting. So,
I think I don't know. I've never
yeah,
actually done it.
if you've done it yet, let me know. Hit us up and then we'll talk about it the next thing. But I think that's cool, man. I think what's cool about it is the fact that you can actually fight your friends now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because before it was everyone used to go to the firing range, go up to that middle area, right above all the low level targets, and then turn friendly fire mode, and everyone would be jump diving and shooting each other and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think this is cool because you actually play against your friends, and you get
Mhm.
and all the bragging rights and who's better stuff like
Yeah.
that can actually be a thing.
Well, and not to bring up this godforsaken conversation, but you can also do private arenas matches too,
Oh,
which is actually kind of cool because I think you can even control like the weapon loadouts and some of that stuff.
private arenas would be dope.
Because if you have 6 friends on, you can just immediately jump in. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm. That's cool as hell.
Yeah, so I really like that you can all get in a Discord and shit talk each other and just do a 3v3,
Yeah, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah, I think that is honestly a bigger highlight almost.
Yeah. Those are all the main updates for Control Limited Time, but that's a nice segue into something that you and I have been talking about very recently, and what the community as a whole have been talking about is the unplayability of Apex if you're not a sweater.
Mhm.
Right. In the couple of weeks or so, last couple of weeks of 2022 and up to now, essentially, a lot of people are talking about how sweaty, how difficult, and how unfun it is to play Apex Legends when there's no LTM mode available to play.
Yeah.
Um, and it's because ranked has become a much harder grind, especially with the matchmaking being broken. I'm saying it's broken. They did it on purpose, but I'm saying it's broken. Matchmaking being broken where gold players are playing with predators. And which is already frustrating, but then if you go to just a regular pubs match, you're playing with predators still. It's that there was supposed to have been some sort of skill-based matchmaking put into it, but there is not.
Well, they
Um,
tweaked, so they did a test for a week, but it was only in select regions, and they didn't even tell us. So like Respawn actually admitted that they did this test, which I think is good. That's the
yeah,
kind of clarity most of us want. But
yeah.
all they said was in select regions. They didn't tell us which regions.
Mhm.
So I know Cody mentioned he kind of felt it. I know my KD is definitely higher than it's been. You know what I mean? That could
Right.
also be, well, because of what we're going to talk about later. You know, but like, or maybe I'm just improving, but I don't know how that's possible with how infrequently I'm playing right now.
Right.
Anyways, they said they did admit that they did some. They want to do some tweaking, and they said they're going to do more testing, and that the things aren't staying as they are. They're
Right.
doing more.
Right.
So I
So
think that's the big fix. Someone like Cody, he's like you, he's very high skill at the game. He's also very competitive. One of the arguments that he has is that the rewards versus the sweat are
Mhm.
not are they're bullshit for
Yeah, they
ranked.
are.
Like I don't think we're ever going to get the dive trail being permanent. I don't think they're ever going to switch some of that. But at
Mhm.
least the challenge is doesn't it just people don't even want to deal with the challenge right now. You
Right.
know what I mean?
No, it's true. It's true. Um, like I made it to diamond, and then I was like, all right, I'm done. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
like
I'm like 2 games from plat, and it's been like, I mean, how this is like the longest season
the
we've ever had,
longest season we've ever
and I'm
had.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, also the holidays and shit have been busy,
Sure.
but it's also like, I'm just like, I wanna get to plat just to say like, yeah, I'm on a streak of I've been
Plat.
plat 7
Yeah.
seasons in a row, except for,
I'm like,
I hit diamond the easy season,
yeah.
but whatever, so I don't know.
No, I get you, man. I get you. It's like you said, the rewards for trying just aren't there. And so before I carry on that conversation, I want to go back to what I was saying is, and I hate to do this, but Call of Duty did something right. And what Call of Duty does right is they used to. They don't really do so much anymore. But what the Call of Duties always used to be able to do, or you always used to be able to play several different game modes as soon as the game launched. There were several of them. There was team deathmatch. There was uh, what are they called? Command and control. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, search
there
and destroy, all that stuff.
Search to Destroy. There was
Domination.
Domination. There's so many different types of game modes that you can play. They had a campaign, right? With varying difficulties. They had, and you could also do private matches, like with your friends, like
Yeah,
there was always other things to do than the main draw of the game. Always. Not,
yeah,
even Warzone 1, right? Warzone 1, there was the BR, but there was also a story. There was
mhm.
team deathmatch, and all the team deathmatch had all the other modes and stuff like that. And what was cool about that is that the prestige came with how much you played. and the Prestige came with the different colors of your guns, and and just like how good you were, right? And the things you could earn in the game that you had to earn,
Yeah.
right? And then now, with and that's where I think Apex falters, and it's because the things that you earn will go away. You know, like your dive trail that you earned is
Yeah.
gone
And
next
there's
season.
no camos like you're saying. There's nothing. There's like
There's nothing there that shows just how
mhm.
good you are. Like Halo had the Spartan or the ninja samurai outfit, right?
Or like
Which
you can have your helmet be on fire when you kill some. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, like
there's
there was
cool
always
little things.
something. Yeah, there was little things in the game that you earned to set you apart, but Apex doesn't have that. Apex doesn't have things that make the game interesting. It doesn't have the different game modes to keep you interested in the game because like team deathmatch, it just seems like it's I mean, they could do it. Control
Yeah.
is essentially a team deathmatch, right? But it's a domination type thing.
Yeah.
But that just means that they can do a team deathmatch, and why haven't they? You know? Why haven't they put all these fun game modes in King of the Hill
Yeah.
type of thing? You know what I mean?
Well,
Um,
they even like I think it was like halfway through last year. That's so weird to say last year now. Anyways,
mhm.
I think they announced they were actually hiring playtesters and developers for it's a single player game based in the Apex Legends universe.
Sure.
So like what is
Yeah,
why
what
do
does
that
that
when you
mean?
can just give us more modes in this, you
Yeah,
know?
like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? And so, like,
Like the
there's
community actually got excited when the rumor was they were straight up deleting arenas.
right.
That's bad. When your community gets excited that you're deleting one of your 2 game modes,
Mhm.
or I guess 3 if you count ranked, you know?
Sure. Yeah. No, yeah, but, like, it's a trip, right? It's a trip. So, um, I think the popularity comes back whenever they offer something that people want, which is like a seer heirloom, right? Because we have so many seer mains, whatever. Um,
He's so meta.
right. And then they bring back control and they make control better and people like that. Um, yeah, but it's like you know what's better? What's better? A peak in interest or a consistent but lower interest. You know what I mean?
True, true.
Like is it good just to have peaks and valleys or just a thing that shoots up in between those two and just stays constant?
Yeah. Well,
You
and
know
the
what I
thing that
mean?
blows my mind, like, because your point's right. I don't know how to answer that. Like, I would prefer consistency, I think,
Right.
because I've actually been having fun playing the game again. Like, I'm not, like the beginning of this season, I was a little like toasted, and
Everybody was. Yeah.
I think I took like a couple days off. Like I took almost like a week off, and then I was like, oh, I'm having fun just kind of queuing in, doing my thing. I do love the game. The game has good low levels of consistency. What it needs is high. Look at
Right.
what they've done. Like I want to touch on what you just said about control, bro. They've brought it back 5 times now. They have actually improved it every time. So they
Mhm.
are listening and they are looking at ways to continue. So if you can do that, why can't you do it with the fucking BR? Why can't
Right.
you do it with the skill-based matchmaking? One of the things everyone's been asking for is more options.
Yes,
Are we going to
absolutely.
get a permanent rotating LTM, playlist finally? Like I think people have been asking for that basically for all year.
I you know what? I mean, not to be pessimistic, but I don't think they're going to.
Oh no, they're not going to. But
You know? Like I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to like make an LTM that's good and that stays,
yeah,
right? Because they did it with arenas, but then when they just instantly forgot about it. They brought arenas in and they made a ranked arenas. They put all these new maps and like they did all this stuff and like, they put maps in arenas that aren't extensions or they cut off pieces of other maps. They're legit own maps.
hmm
So they put time into it, but then they just ignored it. And anybody who plays arenas knows that arena is rife with hackers. Like
yeah.
people cheating all the time. So
Oh yeah. Well, the other thing that blows my mind is like they even did little tie-ins, like you said, like the there's a map you fight on that is supposed to be on Sears planet.
mhm.
That's the same map. Like if everybody remembers when we had like the Broken Moon preview, like that last week of the last season, the planet
Yeah.
where you run to the shuttle and the shuttle takes you to Broken Moon.
Yes.
That planet is an arenas map. That's supposed to be Seer's home planet. So it's like
Mm.
they even threw this little nod in there, and it's like, but if you've never played arenas, you would not know.
Right. Right. And so it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, it's cool that the game is becoming popular again. Like
Yeah.
respect, I'm not a hater. Um
Well, Wig even pointed out, like, because he's been casting all the AGL stuff, even when there's like unofficial scrims set up just by all the teams.
mhm.
He's been casting all of it. Any tournament that's going on, he's
Who?
watching. Nice Wig.
Oh, nice wig.
He's breaking down plays. He's studying all the players from all the different regions. It's great, man. It's actually, if you like competitive Apex,
Right.
he watching him is like he's most of his streaming is literally him just play casting and calling the games. He's
Cool.
not even streaming that much himself. Anyways, but he brought up, somebody the other day was like, "Oh, the game's dying. Like, you're not even playing it that much anymore. You're casting more. Like, like that's just proof." And he was like, "Yo, first off, like I'm doing this because I prefer it." But then he got into the real important point that I'm bringing up, which is, dude, it's the holidays. Like,
Mm.
these devs deserve a vacation. It's still a
True.
job. They're still people. You
Yeah.
know, so it's like Apex has a dip every year. He like pulled up the stats. I don't have them in front of me. I don't really care that much. But he, like, every year Apex has a huge dip around the holidays, and then basically, like, because Halloween is always a high point, and then it goes down, and then it goes down worse. But then every year when they have the anniversary of the game, which is like, the second season of the new year, should be the 3 or 4, what is it, 4-year anniversary now?
5?
No, it's 4. Last
I
year
don't
was
know,
3.
dude.
I think it's 4. Anyways, not
Okay.
the point. Not the point. Um, so he's like, they always just drop all the bombs and they just do everything. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I'm with it, dude. I'm with
Sure.
it.
Sure.
I don't think he's wrong. I really do think, season 16, there's been so much shit leaked about it. Either way, people are at least talking about it.
Right. I
You
mean,
know,
this season was supposed to be the big season, you know? Like last season, the people were like, "Oh, it's just gonna be all this new things, blah blah." I mean, it's just like it's still the same.
yeah,
And it's what everyone's been saying. It's what everyone's saying. They just fix matchmaking, dude. Fuck, fuck new maps, fuck new characters, skins, blah blah blah. Just fix the game. Fix
yeah,
and by the game I mean matchmaking. No one is having fun
no,
getting curb stomped every game. No
nope,
one.
nope.
So I don't know. That's my 2 cents. I'm glad the popularity's peaked back up. Maybe that will incentivize them to put more resources into fixing the things that make the game unfun.
True, true.
I don't know.
Maybe.
What else you got, Joe?
I just wanted to, I feel like we haven't done a tips or advice or any of that stuff. The show lately is a lot of just been us ranting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I pulled a page not out of my book actually, and I listened to, well, third time this episode he's going to get name dropped, Kodiak's.
Kodiaks.
And so to him, him and I have a philosophy difference. Like, you know, he's always like, "How are you having fun if you're not winning?" And
Mm.
you're not winning because maybe it's because you're not playing a meta character.
You're not playing meta. Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Like, your logic, whereas I don't agree with it, it's not flawed. You know
Sure.
what I mean? So I have actually been playing Horizon for weeks, which, as everyone that listens to the show consistently knows, other than Wraith, it's fuck Horizon. You know what
True.
I mean?
Absolutely.
I think her physics. I think her and Octane. We'll talk. I've talked about this enough, but both of their movement physics are busted. The fact that they can move and don't have perfect aim in their
Right. No
with a
movement
stim or
penalty
a
to
grab left
aim.
going,
Yeah.
I think is a giant oversight on the devs part. But that being said, I have always liked the movement characters. It's always a verticality thing for me because I like the high ground or the surprise flank. I think when Ash came out that season, I played her a lot because before they changed the portal to being louder, it was
Hmm.
real easy for you on Stormpoint to just flank behind somebody and shred a
Sure.
team.
Absolutely.
So I'm definitely a positioning thinker. I think the way I play the game is too. So Horizon with the lift, man, like, I suck with her ult. I'm fucking terrible with it. But who cares? Her kit with the when you land, you don't you don't have like the second of like aim lag or
Mhm.
movement lag, and the grav lift. Like, man, she's I've had a lot of fun. I'm surprised. I
Good.
didn't think I would have fun. First game on with her after Cody convinced me to play her, I did a duos, and
Yeah.
then I had an almost 3K game.
Oh, shit.
So it's
So
like
so resorting to a meta character actually did improve your enjoyment.
not necessarily enjoyment, but it definitely opened my eyes to like there's nothing wrong with giving it a shot. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like a lot of the reason I stopped playing Valk, other than Dan Fuck playing her all the time,
Mhm.
is that I was just like, I don't like the jetpack. I think it's too easy for you to get shot
Yeah.
out of. I do, but I liked the upward mobility of it. I really did
Mm.
like it. You know what I mean? But it also was because she was meta and I was tired of seeing it. I've been
Mm.
playing Gibby a lot lately too, now that literally no one touches him. You know
Right.
what I mean? And, I was just really against it because we always say fuck the meta on the show. But, for all you listeners out there, if you're struggling or if you play a character and you're bummed, like, you never know. Like, it's always, a good thing to try. One of the things Calvin and I mentioned on Overwatch is there's a mode called Mystery Heroes,
Mm.
and every death it loads you in as a new hero or legend,
Right.
and it forces you to learn how to play the other heroes in Overwatch. And I actually loved that mode because I ended up loving some legends I didn't think or heroes I didn't think I would.
Right, yeah.
And so don't be afraid to do that. If you're a mediocre player and you're like, man, my KD's stale, or like not having the experience I want, like they've admitted, well, the devs have all but admitted Apex is a movement game. The
Mhm.
pros will say that, and the
Yeah.
devs don't tell them no. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Like, so they build all these slow defensive characters that are just kind of obsolete, which is why I'm excited for the supposed rework next season.
Right.
Everyone's getting their passives adjusted and their classifications adjusted, supposedly.
Mhm.
So I hope that does benefit the big boys and girl a little more.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But anyways, I try Horizon. Horizon's meta, Seer's meta, the Bloodhound Bangalore meta is back. You know what I mean? And there's even some people reusing Wraith again. You know,
Mhm.
so don't be afraid to just I know we say fuck the meta, but like I went that direction and I tried it. Not only am I having fun, my KD is up as well.
Right. Well,
So
I will say this. I will say this. I do agree with your sentiment, right? I do agree, but I don't think it's a response to our usual chant of, don't play meta, because our usual chant isn't don't play meta. It's go outside meta. Maybe you'll
yeah.
enjoy something else. And
Oh, I
so
mean, like Mirage is the most unmeta character in the game, and he's the funnest character to
oh,
play.
he's the funnest character to play. But I like I said, the true spirit of what we say is more so a thing um of, hey, if you're doing the meta hardcore and you're not having fun, maybe play something else. So in the spirit of that, it's like, hey, if you're playing something else and you're just not enjoying yourself at the moment, try something else.
Mhm.
And it might happen to be a meta character. It
Yeah,
might happen to be a meta gun, or a non-meta
yeah.
gun, or another non-meta character.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, for example, like the season, I think what was the easy season, Calvin? Season
12
12?
or 13.
Like that season, everything I was doing, I was like, I'm gonna get to diamond. I don't care if it was the easy season. I'm not invalidating that. I hate that it's called that personally. I do know the points were easier to accrue,
The
but
easy
like,
season.
whatever. Don't care. Don't really give a shit. Anyways,
Anyway.
the funny part is getting there. I was not really able to use Caustic. I was not able to use Gibby. Those are the two legends I have the best track record with. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I had to switch and go to Loba.
Mhm.
There was just something about playing Loba. That's what got me there. I switched what I was playing.
Yeah.
And like right now, the other thing we've talked about this in the past is team comp. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The problem is not only does nobody want to play with a caustic right now, nobody knows how.
Mm.
The amount of times where we're like out in the open but near a building and we get shot, and I'm like, yo, like let's go post up in the building, I'll mine us up and we'll chill. And then everybody's like, no, that's stupid, or they just ignore me.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
when we are in an area, they don't play off my mines. and then like one will go down, and me and the other two will win the fight out because we played off my gas. Like it's
Right.
it's but the thing with the meta characters is most people know how to play with the meta characters, so
Mhm.
it also increases your chance of
Yeah.
hopefully your teammates being your blueberries being a little less dumb,
Right.
just a
Uh,
little.
yeah, no, absolutely. And so yeah, that's good advice. What you're doing right now, if the three characters you play rotate right now just aren't feeling it, pick up a fourth. If the gun that you the if the three guns you usually use aren't working, grab a fourth gun.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
that's literally why there's multiple characters and there's multiple guns. So you can switch out and
Mhm.
and and change your play style.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Also, Cal, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you think we are going to get a slight change or a drastic change to see your next season now that his heirloom's out?
Oh man.
I mean, that's the number one, other than fixed skill based matchmaking. I think that's the number one thing everyone, period, is talking about is like, the wall hacks are just bullshit and
Yeah.
unneeded.
There, what's funny about Seer is that there's literally just one thing that needs to change with him and he'll be okay. And what that is not being able to be detected by him all the time. When he pops his ultimate, if you crouch, he can't see you. You don't show up in his ultimate, but you still show up in his tactical. And that's fucked up. Because how are you supposed to rat? You can't. Right? You can't hide from Seer. It's impossible. And technically you can make the argument, well, Bloodhound, if he scans in your direction, yeah, but Bloodhound doesn't have a passive that shows him someone's in a different direction. He just has to guess, or they just have to guess, and they turn and then they fire a blast, and then they're not usable again for like what 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah,
So
and even the tracking expires what after 90 seconds.
yeah, sooner than that. You know?
So
Or yeah,
even his passive has it.
the ground tracking, the ground tracking
Yeah,
goes
that's what I'm
away
saying.
after
There's
90
still a
seconds.
limitation to what his passive can do.
Exactly. So it's like you can't get away from Seer. You can't, right?
No.
Um, because the other two vision characters, Bloodhound and Crypto, have something that limits them from tracking you all the time. Seer can track you all the time. If they get rid of that, Seer won't be so bad. Seer won't be so bad. The interrupting, maybe that can go away too. Maybe that'll make him closer to Bloodhound because it'd just be a scan.
Or it
But
should be like he can use the passive until he uses his Q and they both cool down. You know what I
maybe
mean?
who knows? Something like
Something
that.
like
They,
that.
they just
Like,
need to fix that. Once they fix that, who cares if you can still see Seer with Catalyst Wall? No one cares. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, or you still use the old. Like, no one
yeah.
actually cares about that.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing is it's like, or like, what was the rumor that I mean, we heard it as a rumor and you and I talked about it. And I think we both liked the idea, like the robotic characters can't be detected, you
Right.
know,
Someone, yeah, like,
Pathfinder.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. Like
I
I
mean,
think if like
I don't even care if it's game breaking. It would just make sense,
well, I mean
right?
it would really just be what, Path and Rev.
And Ash.
Oh yeah. Like so if those three couldn't be detected by Seer, hell yeah, you'd have an uptick in those. I don't understand why more people don't play Ash. I literally, other than the 2 minute cooldown on her ultimate, I
Yeah.
don't get it. She is
I,
a great legend.
I don't get why people don't play Revenant. Revenant's great, you know? But
Well, probably because his ultimate's louder than the Bloodhound ultimate at this
yeah,
point.
that's true. That's true. But yeah, no, I think if they just did something to
Yeah,
do something to make the game fun. Like
yeah,
I'm tired of everything being done to make the game at a higher level. Just make the game
yeah.
fun. Make it
Or like
fun.
this person was made to counter this person. Like, stop doing that. Like,
You know what I mean?
don't
Like
release a new legend and just balance everybody out. Like,
yeah, no, no, no,
make
like
Caustic a little more powerful. Make
and
Revenant a little more
I
powerful.
hate to bring back Call of Duty again, but Call of Duty, what was it? Black Ops 2
Mhm.
had a gun. It was a shooting knife. You shot a knife. Like that's so stupid, but it was fun.
Yeah,
And I made it a point to get diamond that. So I had diamond every weapon class.
yeah,
And that was the fun one, using the knives, getting them all to gold. And there was a shield, for God's sake, that you can run around and bash people with. but like it was fun, you know? Just
Yeah.
make the game fun. That's my last thing I'm gonna say.
No,
Make the
I
game
agree.
fun.
I agree. I think I've been playing one of our buddies, Rich. He loves Fortnite.
Mhm.
So there's some nights he's like, "Hey, you guys want to play Fortnite?" Like so, like once a week I'll play Fortnite with the guys,
Sure.
and like it's fucking fun. Like it's just dumb,
Yeah.
easy. You have all these cheesy ways to heal. You have all these silly ways to heal. You have dumb. You have like just ludicrous movement options. Like I can ride a motorbike. I can jump off a fish, or I can swing a hammer into the ground and hurt
Yeah.
myself and bounce away. Like what? Huh?
Yeah, it's stupid, but it needs to be fun. The game's
Yeah.
just they need more
Apex
fun
doesn't
things.
have a like the
A
fun
fun.
only comes from if you actually chase the dragon we've spent 4 years catching. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right, right. Well, that not even that. It's fun. The fun in Apex Legends comes if you have two friends that you're playing with who don't care about winning, and then you go off and do goofy shit,
Yep.
right? But anyway, um, Joe Cupcake. It's our first podcast of the year.
Mhm.
Um,
Correct.
what is your Fuse Motherload music album of the week?
Whew, that's tough, dude.
Yeah,
That is tough. What have I been jamming the most?
I'll start with mine.
Yeah, why don't you start?
I'll start with mine. So, like I said, they're coming out on tour starting this year with Under Oath and Loathe. Periphery. Periphery just released 2 singles for their 5th album, Periphery 5, Gent is Not a Genre, which is a hilarious title.
That name is so fucking ignorant.
I love it, dude. They dropped 2 new songs, Wildfire and I don't know how to say this, Zagreus. 2 new songs. They're bangers. Yeah, check that out. Periphery 5, Gent is Not a Genre.
Sick. Sick. I'm gonna drop I got a new band that Dan turned me on to a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
They're called Eminence.
Ooh.
They're from Europe.
Okay.
It's like it's like metalcore with a lot of like tech elements, but then like the singer when he's not screaming fucking plays the violin.
That's dope.
Dude, it's like I'll send you the 2 videos he sent me, Calvin. I like watched the first video. I was like, this is like emotional metal. Like it's like it makes you feel something because it's like beauty. Like I think the dudes are like orchestrally trained
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because like the composition
Classically
is just
trained.
like you would Calvin, you would love this band.
Okay, I'll check it out.
So they have a few different records out, but I'm gonna
Speak does
probably
No, I'm sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, but I'm gonna go for mine. It's gonna be Heaven in Hiding. It's their album
Okay.
from 2021.
So, important note because you talk about, just being musicians. The Periphery is obviously known in the metal world as just being really stellar musicians,
Yes,
but their new single, Wildfire, has a jazz break in it, and it's so good,
I
dude.
haven't listened to it yet. I'll check it out when I go to the my chiropractor appointment today.
It's so good. So,
Because
yeah,
I
that's
didn't
it.
like. Was it the last Peripher record? What was the double record?
The double Oh, you mean, Juggernaut. It was Alpha and Omega.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan, man.
Yeah, so
I felt like the writing was just very weak. It was just more of the same.
yeah, yeah. Those 2 albums, I would say a lot of people love them. Periphery diehards love those
Oh, of
albums.
course.
But they weren't in par with P2. They weren't like groundbreaking as P1.
Yeah,
They weren't like as emotional as P4.
yeah.
Um, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay.
I think those were just extra songs that they
Yeah, that's
had.
like to go way back in time. Everybody get in your time capsule. Calvin and I, if you listen to heavy music, you
Mhm.
know, Throwdown came out and released Haymaker, which
Mhm.
was like a perfect record,
Yep.
and then they released Vendetta, which is just Haymaker again, but they
Yeah.
used all the same guitar tones as Pantera did. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so it's like not a bad record, but what are you fucking doing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
absolutely.
look at Terror. Terror, other than their one new metal record, like every single thing they put out is either just a little faster or just a little slower or just a little more moshy than the
Mhm.
last record. But
Right.
it's the same formula,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like that band is, I mean, Terror's what, a 20 something year old band now,
Mhm.
25, or 26, I think.
Something like that.
And they're still fucking killing it. So it's like, I don't know. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't know.
I don't know.
We need a music podcast, Joel.
I used to have one of those.
I know you did. You know what we could do? We can get Dan Fonts, and he'll invite all his famous friends.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, Dan. We can call it Dan Fuckery. That's what we can call the podcast.
Dan Fucker.
Oh, sorry if I'm cussing too much again, everyone. I
Oh,
apologize.
hey, we're starting the new year off right.
I'm really sorry if Calvin's too mean to me, and
Oh my
it hurts your
gosh.
feelers. I'm sorry.
Thank you everybody for listening to this episode. We'll be back soon. This is Pex Pals. Check us out on all our social media accounts. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, where you can watch this video. Check out our website, pexpals.com. Check us out. Like I said, social media at Pex Pals Podcast. Joe Cupcake, I love you.
Calvin, I love you, and I want to end the show with an apology to you.
Oh, what, Joel? What?
I told you I wouldn't eat during the episode, and I did. I'm sorry.
You're a son of a bitch. Bye.